planning on keeping my desktop minimal since I'm moving in about 3 to 4 months, but we all know that was never gonna happen. You start with one upgrade, then it just snowballs. Next thing you know, you have a whole new desk setup. And I partially have to blame this on today's sponsor, Flexispot. Flexispot reached out to me after I posted my last desk setup video, and they wanted to partner up to celebrate their 8th anniversary. They sent me this E6 dual motor 55-inch standing desk, and as soon as I saw the special walnut board, I was in. I've wanted a finish on my desk like this for a while now. Now I've had a standing desk before, however, I would avoid raising it because it was super shaky, and every time it would rise, it would shake all of my stuff, and I just felt like everything could fall off at any moment. However, this E6 has 2 strong motors that raise the whole desk nice and smoothly, and I don't feel like my desktop is gonna fall apart. I can also tell the exact height that the desk is in, and I can also save presets for standing and sitting, and it can go down pretty low, which is really nice for getting B-roll. As far as setup, if you've ever put anything together from IKEA, it's very similar, shouldn't be an issue. You can do everything with the tools included. However, if you do have a drill, it makes it a little bit faster and easier. I have big plans to build the theme of my desk setup around the wood finish, and especially when I move, I plan on painting the walls so that it can really make my desk setup pop. Again, thank you Flexispot for sponsoring this portion of the video. I keep seeing these bear brick and claw figures around, and some of them look really cool, and I've wanted one for decor. However, I didn't know that they were hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars. Now I know these are collector's pieces, however, I just don't have the funds for a real one right now, and I did find this one on Amazon. However, I don't think it's exactly what I wanted or thought I would get. But I also got this cool little astronaut figure, which I think just fits in a little bit better, but let me know down below in the comments which one you think I should keep. Also subscribe, maybe I can get a real claw figure one day. Now I've had this ViewSonic 34-inch ultra-wide screen, and it was also in my previous video. However, this is gonna be the last video it gets featured in because I did a thing. Video coming soon, stay tuned. But if you want to know why I got this monitor originally, is because it was cheap. It was only about $500. It was an ultra wide, which I wanted the extra space, and 3, it was supposed to be good for color grading. Now my issue with the screen is that technically it is accurate, however, it didn't match my iPhone or my Mac. So whenever I would edit, I would just reference my Mac to actually get the colors I wanted, and just looking over to my Mac, 1, got annoying, and 2, it just started to strain my neck. Now, if you're not doing any color grading or don't really care about that, then this is an awesome screen and I would definitely recommend it, and I love how wide it is. Now, one of the upgrades that I'm really excited about is this phone stand. I mentioned in my previous video that I wanted a stand that could charge my phone, my AirPods, and my Apple Watch, and this 3-in-1 charging station from Journey does it all. I've noticed this trend where companies are making and packaging their products like Apple would, and this stand feels, it looks like, and was packaged like something Apple would do, so definitely props to them. It's a fast charging station, so I can quickly give my AirPods, my phone, my watch a quick boost before I go on a run in the morning. It's also nice that I can change the angle of my phone so I can continue watching Chelsea games and Premier League games now that it's started right at my phone while I work. For my mouse, I still have the MX Master 3, and I don't see this changing still unless they come out with a new one. I have 2 customizable thumb buttons that are set to cut and undo, which are essential to my editing process. And I love the placement of the 2 scroll wheels, especially for scrolling on my timeline. Now for my keyboard, I typically have the Keychron K8, however, I am forcing myself to use this L98 Royal X keyboard that I bought over a year ago. I enjoy the look of the L98 keyboard, and I like that I can customize a little photo on the screen and also can check the date, the time, and the battery percentage. However, something about the actual feel and typing experience I just never got used to. I've mentioned this before, but it really bothers me that I can't use any of the top F keys without also pressing the FN key. So to lower the brightness or turn down the volume, I always have to do the FN plus whatever F key is up top, which is a little annoying because I can't just press and it gets done. Let me know some of your favorite keyboards because I would love to change it up. Now, you already knew there was gonna be an energy drink in this video. I've been saving these sour strips, and I think they're about to release new ones, and these are about to expire, so it was just the perfect time to crack the sour strip open. Now, the sour strip is really good, however, I still think the straw bango is better and possibly the best ghost out there. Just saying. Now for my computer, I am still running the MacBook Pro M1 Max, and I've had this since the day it launched, and this has definitely been one of my greatest investments. I throw more and more at this computer, and it is starting to slow down a little bit, so with the rumors of the new M4s coming out, I think it might be time to upgrade. And again, this MacBook is vital to my color grading process because I don't reference the ViewSonic, I always reference the MacBook. Now to connect this Mac to the ViewSonic, I use this Tobin 1 quad monitor dock. For one project, I can have our 3D footage, I can have Sony footage, I can have drone footage, and then I can have memory cards with photos. And sometimes these projects are quick turnarounds, so I have to have everything plugged in. This docking station has an additional 18 ports, which is really nice because it gives me more USB-C, USB-A, another SD slot, and a micro SD slot. It also supports my monitor at 4K 60 through HDMI. However, keep in mind, you do have to download the Tobin 1 software so that you can run this, and it does say that it records your screen. However, I spoke directly to Tobin 1 and they told me that it doesn't actually record any data, it just needs that to mirror the screen. Now Tobin 1 was kind enough to send me this dock to replace my previous Tobin 1 that I purchased myself, and I gotta say this new one looks a lot better and a lot sleeker. And again, Tobin 1 didn't sponsor this video or pay me to say anything about this dock, but they did send it over, so I appreciate the team over at Tobin 1. I still have my HomePod Mini as my main desktop speaker, and it's still good for all the basics like asking for the time, playing music, setting timers, asking for the weather. I just wish the speaker was a little bit louder. Now I also have this Marshall Bluetooth speaker that I keep on my desk at all times when I'm not traveling with it because my HomePod seems to be acting up a lot, so whenever it goes down, I just switch it over to the Marshall's Bluetooth speaker and I can still listen to music. Now I think there is a new Gen 2 of these speakers that was just released, however I doubt that it is any or more louder than this one. Now I had to upgrade this cheap felt mat that I got on Amazon because after just a few weeks of using it, my mouse kept getting stuck on it and it had a bunch of fuzzies everywhere and it looked like I've had it for years. Now this one is from Nordk and it is still on the cheaper side, however I was looking at the reviews and it seemed like it had some pretty good ones, so hopefully it holds up. Nordk, don't disappoint me. Now my iPad Air is still hanging out at my desk most of the time. It's sometimes my third monitor through Sidecar. Sometimes I'll be running YouTube videos or podcasts on it. Now most of the time I am just playing music, streaming it over to the HomePod Mini, and I found this cool app called MD Vinyl, which lets you have a vinyl visual while it's playing music. However, there is a fee for it, or you just get a bunch of ads. I miss the days when you could actually get some of the apps and use them for free. And lastly, sometimes it's just up with my notes when I'm scripting or making a shot list. I am a full-time video editor and videographer, so I'm always cutting up video. I'm not the biggest fan of just using my keyboard for all editing, so I got this Tourbox and so far I love it. I use this in combo with my mouse and my keyboard, and I think it's just a more comfortable way to edit. I have certain shortcuts programmed on the Tourbox that just help me speed through some of these edits. I think they made a smaller travel version of this, however, I'm always really tight on space. However, if it's small enough, I would definitely consider getting it. Last video, I went through all the little knickknacks I had all over my desk. However, for this one, I really tried keeping it minimal and clean. But of course, I still have my retro wired Apple headphones, and I just like the feel of these. I like that they're always plugged in, don't have to worry about charging or anything like that. And then I can just pull one off and listen to podcasts or music while I'm editing and still having the other one in. I still have SSD drives and memory cards everywhere, and from time to time I'll have some of my lenses on the desk just as decor, but really because I forgot to put them away. This is my vintage Canon FD 35-105, and I will be making a whole video about pairing this with the Red Komodo, so if you're into cameras and into tech, subscribe. That's another desk setup in the books. I'm sure there's gonna be more to come, especially after I move, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace.